The NBA is where the most brilliant of basketball talents come together to compete for the ultimate crown of supremacy. We see promising youngsters evolve into legends of the sport, leading their franchises to titles and glory. Yet, there were certain figures in the league who have been involved in various controversial issues and incidents over the years. Today we take a look at the 10 most controversial NBA players in history. Before we continue, remember to like, follow and subscribe. Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas is best remembered for his locker room gun showdown with then-teammate Javaris Crittenton. In what could be the coldest gun incident in NBA history, Arenas challenged Crittenton to draw a gun on him after a heated altercation. Unbeknownst to Javaris, the 4 guns Arenas picked for the duel were all unloaded. But to everyone's surprise, Crittenton pulled out his own gun instead, which was, well, loaded. Without further ado, Javaris drew the cold barrel of the loaded gun at Arenas, fingers on the trigger. The entire locker room went silent, awaiting the inevitable aftermath. Fortunately, there was no bloodshed that night, but both Arenas and Crittenton were suspended from the league. To date, it remains one of the most controversial gun incidents in the history of the NBA. Ja Morant. The inclusion of Ja Morant on the list perhaps wouldn't be if not for his second gun controversy in question. The Memphis Grizzlies star has been involved in a multitude of off-court incidents that has, time and again, pulled him into a swirl of controversy. After flashing a gun during his Instagram Live in a nightclub, Morant had to face the consequences with an 8-game suspension from the league. But in hardly over 2 months, the point guard was seen flashing a gun again, this time on a friend's Instagram Live. Morant has also been involved in a handful of other controversial incidents in the past, where he was accused of beating a teenager, attacking a security guard, and yet another alleged case of illegal arms possession. Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman has had one stellar career in the NBA, but the player was shrouded in just as much controversy, if not more. From his eccentric persona to unorthodox fashion, Rodman was a different specimen entirely. His personal life had been a constant controversy, and all his 3 marriages were poorly short-lived. Rodman had been arrested a handful of times on drink-and-drive cases and had to settle multiple sexual harassment suits off-court. His bold travels to direct national rivals, including North Korea and Russia, during times of political tension are another narrative of the athlete's eccentricity. The player is said to even have married himself in 1996 when he appeared in a bridal dress to his book signing. Rodman had also had a history of kicking cameramen, head-butting referees, and being rather rude to fans. Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant might as well be one of the most beloved basketball players in history, but even the star had been involved in some controversy during his career. Alleged to be unable to coexist with other stars, Bryant was often accused of deterring big names in the sport away from the franchise. But perhaps the sensational incident that took the basketball world by storm was in 2003 when the Lakers legend was accused of *ping a hotel employee. Although the allegation was later dropped, it spurred a controversy that raged on for quite long. Charles Barkley. Despite Charles Barkley's sensational career, he had been subject to various incidents that gave rise to wide controversy. Once approached on the subject, Barkley remarked, "I don't create controversies. They're there long before I open my mouth. I just bring them to your attention." From spitting on an innocent fan in the stands to serving 5 days in jail for drink-and-drive, Barkley has had his fair share of controversy during his career. Not to mention the time he hurled a man out the bar window, and why would he do that? Well, he felt the guy was bothering him. Don't forget to like and subscribe.